This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. The holidays are over, the decorations are down, and suddenly everything feels a little empty. It's normal to feel the winter blues after the holiday excitement. January, February, and March are by far my least favorite months of the year. It's cold and dark, and I have to get some extra vitamin D on board. I also need to keep my regular scheduled appointments with my therapist. So if you're feeling that post-holiday funk, I definitely suggest you checking out BetterHelp because maybe it's time to talk. You might also be one of those people like me who makes New Year's resolutions and you get super motivated. So maybe you need someone behind you to hold you accountable and come up with a plan to meet your goals. BetterHelp is super convenient, totally online. You have a therapist right at your fingertips whenever you need them. So head over to betterhelp.com/wifeofcrime1 to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/wifeofcrime1 for 10% off your first month.
Be honest. When's the last time you had a homemade meal? We get it. Between meetings, workout classes, and the kids' after-school sports, who's got time to cook? That's where HelloFresh comes in. No matter how busy you get, HelloFresh has everything you need to get an easy, home-cooked meal on the table. With flavor-packed recipes like Parmesan herb-crusted salmon, you'll be filling your kitchen with the cozy aromas of a homemade meal in no time. So go ahead, try HelloFresh. It's homemade, made easy. Learn more at HelloFresh.com.
This podcast is an unscripted, unedited conversation about true crime. We take the cases very seriously, but I don't take myself seriously at all, and neither should you. Welcome to Wife of Crime.
It's been a long time since we recorded Start Spreading the News, but there is a lot happening. So today we're talking about Luigi and the death of Brian Thompson. All the drones, what the hell are they and where are they coming from? The mistrial and subsequent not guilty verdict of Daniel Penny. New York City banning the sale of animals in pet stores and so much more. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Start Spreading the News. We haven't done this in a long time.
You've been begging me forever to do another one of these.
I have been begging him, okay? I really thoroughly enjoy these episodes. I think our listeners like these episodes. For some reason, Russ doesn't seem all about it.
Well,
let's ask why.
Since
You're
we're
on the
doing
spot.
Start Spreading the News. Today, I am AKA Tom Brokaw.
Oh.
Yeah, and you could be Barbara Wawa.
I do say coabulate, so.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Like, I don't not like them, but it's pressure to find the articles, and a lot of times I can't find something that I'd find interesting to even talk about.
Well, let's be real, Russ. You don't like reading the articles.
That's true.
I think to you, it's more work because when I do a regular episode, you don't have any work to prep for it. You just literally show up and I do all the prep. But now you actually have to read articles.
Well, yeah, I mostly read headlines.
You do.
And then I'll make up the rest of the details in my head.
So just so everybody knows, not necessarily everything Russ is going to say is true or facts.
Disclaimer.
Because it's made up in his head.
Listen, I asked ChatGPT what one of the articles was, so I actually have some notes.
Oh, okay. I don't have any notes. I'm going off the dome.
But they're not all organized.
Well, I did a poll on our Instagram because just so everybody knows, we're the most active on Instagram. It is what it is. We're more active on Instagram than any other social media
Patreon.
platform. Oh, well, yeah, duh. But I'm talking about social media. Yes, on Patreon as well.
Yeah, if you hit us up on Facebook, it might get lost with some messages. But if you do Instagram, we'll most likely see it.
Yeah, well, a lot of times we see it. They do get buried as well. Sometimes you won't get a response for months, but you'll eventually get a response, or we'll eventually see it. So
sometimes you might get a response in a day, though. We're not that bad. Sometimes it's instant. If I'm on there and something pops up, I'll answer it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's like, I don't know, something else.
Well, I put a poll on Instagram and said, we're about to record True Crime and Chill. So everybody tell us the news you want us to discuss.
Well, there's a lot of obvious things going on today.
Yes, there's a lot of obvious news. There's a lot of news in general.
Well, every day there's a lot of anything that happens.
No, but this is crazy what's happening right now.
So what are we going to talk about?
Well, first, we need to talk about the drones. Like, what the fuck is up with these drones? And there are so many theories. First of all, it was just New Jersey for a while. Now it's like the whole East Coast.
I hope it's aliens.
Yeah, you hope it's aliens. I think there's a lot of people in these, conspiracists and conspiracy theory people who think that it's aliens. Personally, I think that it's not aliens because in order to make it here from 5 bazillion light years away, you need like super advanced technology and not some rinky-dink little shitty drones.
That's what I told you.
No, you didn't.
So they ain't getting here in those things. And if they're here, that ain't how they got here. But if you are here and you're listening to this and you happen to be the official crime podcast of the new aliens, take me home, baby. I'm going home.
They can be our number one fans, the new aliens.
Yeah, they have new legs up there.
Oh, okay. Leg transplant.
Yeah, or,
They can study you and then transplant. Maybe they can give you alien legs. Maybe you'll have legs that are like...
Tink Tinks.
like Tink Tinks.
Like
like
Tink Tink is
Oscar
the runner.
Pistorius. Yeah.
Yeah, the Tink Tink.
Tink Tink. Oh my God. It's so funny that you call him Tink Tink.
Well, I didn't make that up. Cat Williams did.
I know. But it's funny that that bit that Cat Williams did about him was really funny.
And everyone knows Cat Williams tells the truth about everything. They used to think he was crazy.
Yup.
But he said, Diddy ain't taking my asshole. Sometimes you got to tell him no.
He did say that.
Yep.
Cat Williams is the truth teller. It is true. And everyone did think he was crazy crackhead for so long.
Well, because he also did fight a 15-year-old while they were playing football, and he took that L. And his hair was all messed up.
And he also did smoke crack. So, yeah, he did drugs. Have you ever seen how sweaty he used to be?
Yeah,
and it wasn't just sweaty because he's sweaty. He had drug addict sweating.
He said he never did a drug in his life.
He did?
Yep.
So maybe he didn't.
But he also said he reads 1,000 books a year.
Moral of the story, we don't know what to believe from Cat. You and Cat are in a similar category. No one knows what the hell to believe from you either.
Maybe Cat Williams is an alien.
Maybe. Yeah, so I do not think these drones are aliens. I personally, there's two things I've heard that sound like really interesting theories, okay? Number one, it could possibly be a foreign government.
That's what's scary.
That is scary because they're going over military bases, taking pictures, like shooting videos of our military bases and maybe what we have on them. That's scary.
What's scary to me is that the government's saying they don't know what they are. So that would be the most concerning to me because that means that, what do how could they protect us if they don't even know what something is and it's right there in their face?
So true.
Like, some people are saying that they think the drones are searching for a nuclear bomb that's been planted in the earth, like in the ground, in Jersey or something. That's what they think. They're looking for like radiation or something like that.
Like from another government or from our government?
Another one.
Oh.
So that's one of the theories.
That's crazy. Do yourself a favor and don't ever look up a video of what to do if a nuclear bomb goes off, because you will be scared to death.
If a nuclear bomb goes off, you're just going to die.
Not necessarily. Some people don't die. You just get super deformed and your skin peels off. And
so it's kind of like me.
Stop, Russ.
You turn into a profiler.
Stop. Well, another theory that I thought was really interesting, which I'm probably leaning more towards this one, is that it's our own government.
Hopefully.
It's our own government and they're playing dumb.
But why can't they just tell us? But it could be, they don't want to put us in a panic of what they're looking for.
That and that, so a lot of people reported that the drones were followed by, or they saw at the same time, like fighter jets around the drones. So one theory is that they are kind of testing these fighter jet pilots by just all of a sudden putting a UFO out there or like some unidentified object in their way that moves differently, and they have to react in real time to it. And it's almost like a test, like testing these fighter pilots.
I don't believe that.
No?
No, to me, that one I don't believe. They would tell us that because we wouldn't be panicked. Like it's, we're testing our pilots and we're training them.
Yeah.
That'd be easy to say. Maybe.
I don't know, man. I don't trust our government at all. Okay? I don't trust anybody in government. So it's really easy for me to believe that they're just saying that and that it's our own technology.
Yeah, it's scary. And now I bet there's going to be a lot of new regulations on drones and stuff. And I want a drone.
Yeah, you really wanted one.
I'm going to get one. If I had one, I'd fly it up in the air and try to see what that motherfucker is.
You try to follow another drone?
Yeah, like what is that? Why aren't, maybe I would, if, the handheld drones, like I wouldn't get a super military one, but.
Well, at Costco, there's one for $750. I almost bought it for you for Christmas, but then I saw that it was $750, and I was like, am I going to spend $750 on a drone for him for Christmas? Probably not.
Why not?
Because I don't think, first of all, Russ, don't play around.
I want it.
You wouldn't want me to spend $750 on a drone. You would be annoyed at me for spending that much money. But if it comes from Costco, that might justify it for you.
See,
because you think everything is superior at Costco.
Well, it's a DJI drone, and that's a really good drone. And when you said, "Oh, look, the Costco drone for $750," I was like, oh, I hope she's getting me that. So I didn't say no. I was like, wow, that's cool.
I was thinking about getting you a drone from Amazon, but it's $200.
Fuck outta here.
Oh, it's not good enough quality for you.
I don't want them bullshit ass toys. I want like a
you want a real drone from Costco.
Well, there's a lot of stuff I want from Costco.
I know.
I like chicken wings.
He loves Costco. We all know it's your favorite store.
First of all, wait a minute. The other day we're going to PT, and who was dressed in the Co's clothes from head to toe, every single piece of, except maybe your drawers, but your shoes, your pants, your socks.
It's true.
Your shirt.
Yep, I was head to toe in the Co.
Girl,
and
you was looking like a chicken bake. I was ready to take you down. $1.50 hot dog. Your prices haven't went up. I could afford you, baby.
When I came into the room with all my Costco clothes on, he literally would not stop. I wish I had a video of it. He would not stop.
Girl, you turned me on like a sample lady.
Doing pickup lines on me all day. He was like, girl, you look so fine. You look like your middle name is Kirkland.
Yeah. You look like you know how to save $1. You know how that turns me on.
But I was wearing fake Uggs, socks. I was wearing
fake.
Right now they have really good Skechers yoga pants. Not gonna lie, they're really nice. I was wearing those. I was wearing a tank top. I was wearing a sweater. It was like crazy how much Costco I was wearing.
Yep. And then she probably had breakfast that came from the Co.
I probably did. My coffee creamer came from the Co. Yeah, we're big fans. Well, Russ is a big fan of the Co. Sometimes I get annoyed at the place, but so moral of the story. The drones are either foreign government, our government, or aliens. And I'm leaning against the alien theory.
I find it hard to believe that the government doesn't know what's going on because it makes them look really incompetent. It makes them look really stupid. And like, why do we have the biggest military that has ever existed in the world if we can't figure that out? something simple as a little drone. You can actually see. It's not hidden. And these drones almost seem like they want to be seen. They're not hiding.
Yeah, they're not hiding.
They're in plain sight.
That's why I don't believe them. That's why I think they could be our drones and they're just plain dumb because it doesn't make sense. I mean, they are like the size. One of them, didn't somebody say they were the size of a Buick?
No one knows about Buick except old people. They said the size of a Mini Cooper.
Mini Cooper.
Who said Buick? Were you talking to your grandmother about this? Is it champagne colored? Going 5 miles an hour in the wrong lane?
With the seat, with the lady in the front seat and the driver's seat all the way up to the steering wheel.
Who said Buick?
Me, I made it up.
You said, didn't someone say Buick? You've been exposed.
I just thought of a car real quick off the top of my head.
So the
Buick?
first car that pops in you, so your dream car is a Buick?
It's not my dream. It was just the first car that popped in my head.
Oh, man.
I don't know why. Buick just came to mind. I don't know what it was.
All right, so the next case, or not case, article is about...
Wait, you're moving on so fast.
You got more to say?
It's not that I have more to say. It's just there was no segue there. That was a quick change of subject.
Well, the segue was, so the next thing we're going to talk about...
You could have said something like, speaking of old people, da-da-da-da-da, or speaking of Buicks, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Oh, so segue on, my friend.
I'm just kidding. Well, one case that a lot of people want us to talk about that is going to be controversial because it was controversial the first time we talked about it is Daniel Penny getting off.
Thank God.
The verdict was not guilty because of a mistrial, because of a hung jury, and they're not going to retry him. And so now Daniel Penny is free.
That's good because he protected people on the train. And I know everyone said, oh, he murdered someone. Well, he didn't stab him. He had him like in a chokehold. And, you know, it's wrong. You shouldn't kill someone. But how much force do you know how to use and not use? How often are you in a deadly confrontation? He's just trying to, you know, stop this dude from possibly hurting people. He's walking up and down the train saying, I don't care if I die, I'll kill people.
Yeah,
now,
he did.
If your grandmother was on that train and your grandmother got stabbed by this fucking nut, they would have said, what they always say is, no one saw the signs? No one saw that he was going to do this? No one saw this person was going to shoot a school? No one saw anything? So he saw a sign. It opened up his eyes. He saw the sign. So you got the asthma cough today, asthma laugh.
Here's the thing about this case, you know, like, all right, you know me.
For one, his hair, only thing got to change about Penny, his hair is a crime. Like that little curly blonde fro. Mm-hmm. You got to do something with that. But besides that, free that man. He was a hero.
All right. I'm not going to say he was a hero. Because here's the thing.
He's Batman.
Jordan Neely was unarmed.
How do you know?
They know he was unarmed.
No, how?
'Cause after he died, they saw that he was unarmed.
But how does anyone on that train know that he's unarmed when he's saying he's going to kill people?
That's true. He could have had a knife in his pocket or something.
Yes, you don't know someone is armed usually until it's too late and a gun is in your face or a knife is about to poke you.
Here's the thing. You're very polar, Russ. I mean, that's fine. People love you for it, and I love you for it. You're very set in your ways, set in your opinions, and what you believe is what you believe, and that's it.
Well,
however, hold on. Listen. However, I believe in many, many, many circumstances, including this situation, multiple truths can exist at once, okay? So my opinion on this is, number one, I do really believe that Daniel Penny did think, and the people on the train with him did think that he was protecting people, right?
They were thankful.
Yeah, they were thankful for him. I do also simultaneously believe that once multiple people on that recording started saying, I think you're going to kill him, you should let him go, he just pissed his pants, I think he's dying, that he should have let go and tried a different way of restraining him. Or if he was like completely knocked out, let him go and be knocked out on the ground.
Well, we don't know how much training this dude had, Daniel.
He didn't have training. He was a Marine. So, like, he had training in combat in that way, but, like, he wasn't, like, a UFC fighter.
Yeah, so he doesn't know the dude's about to die. He's kind of just, you know, you watch TV and you think you choke someone out and they wake up or something like that. The outcome was not ideal.
No.
I don't think the guy should have died, but the guy did die because of his actions. Like, he was threatening to kill people. Like, I preferred if the guy was subdued and taken in and but because the guy didn't commit like physical crimes, he would have been out so soon, ready to do the same things again. And the guy's life was obviously shit, so he's pissed off. You know, he's homeless and shit.
Well, he was. The other truth that can exist in this is that it's a complete failure, this is known all over the country as well as New York City. I mean, the mental health system in New York City is a failure. The police, we don't live there anymore, but New York City has a police budget of $5 billion with a B dollars.
How do you spell billion without the B?
And I just want to make sure everyone's clear. It's 5 billion, not 5 million. Okay. Yet we are still having tons and tons of acts of violence, random acts of violence on the trains and in the streets right now, happening right as we speak. I personally know someone who's a member of their church got set on fire by a homeless person. A homeless person walked up to him on the train, literally poured gasoline on him, and lit a match and set him on fire. And he is currently in the burn ICU in New York City. This just happened. He was going downtown on the train to go see a show with his fiance.
See? And that dude who set him on fire should be choked to death. So he should not be alive, that person, because that society is worse with that person in it. I don't care if you have mental health. There's no excuse for actions that harm other people. That guy should not be allowed in society again. And we shouldn't be wasting tax dollars on him neither.
Well, the thing with Jordan Neely, you know, this has turned into this debate about class, debate about race, debate about mental health care in our country. And I think all of them have good points. All of these truths can exist at once. But at the end of the day, personally, I do not believe that Daniel Penny intended to kill him. I also personally don't believe that Jordan Neely was actually going to kill anybody. I think that he was having a psychotic episode. Everyone knows he has a history that he was in and out of the psych ERs in the city multiple times. Maybe I might have met him at one point in the psych ER. He has been arrested 42 times. Most of the things that he was arrested for, literally almost all of them, except like 4 instances, were minor, dumb crimes, misdemeanors. But 4 of them were a big deal. Like, one of them was molesting a 12-year-old girl, and another one was like assaulting somebody. So like he does have a record that shows he could potentially be dangerous. But at the end of the day, this is a very hot topic and polarized, and people debate it. But at the end of the day, if you were on that train in that moment, I think with how scared everyone seemed, you may have seen a different perspective if you were actually there.
What bothers me about this whole thing is it gets political, and depending on what side, left, right, you know, fuck that left and right shit. For anybody, sometimes people think I'm a certain way because the way I talk, or I think left and right, I think it's all idiots, and it's cult-like on both sides, that they just, I have to agree with everything this side says, or I have to agree with everything this side says. Use your own judgment, folks. Don't be blind.
Well, that's the thing. I think a lot of times if you align, if your opinion is one way, but it doesn't necessarily align with your, quote, political party, people automatically assume that you're with the opposite political party, which is really stupid, just like what you just said. I don't know if people know what you align with, because
nothing.
You don't really have, like...
Align with me.
Yeah, you don't have a particular way that you lean. Like, you lean certain way on certain issues and another way on other issues, and you don't necessarily lean one way all the time.
Well, see, the thing is, I'm from the Bronx, so what we do is lean back.
I knew that was coming.
And do the rock away.
I knew that was coming.
What up, Fat Joe?
But
that's what I'm going to say for now on. They're like, oh, lean left, lean right. I'm like, nah, I lean back.
that's a really good thing to say. I mean, I think
We're from the lean back party.
I think so many people nowadays are so fed up. I mean, we don't talk about politics on our podcast ever.
This is as far as we go. I think that
this is as far as we go because it's fucking
people,
stupid.
Most normal people are just fed up
with everything.
Everything doesn't have to be so extreme. You know what I mean? And each situation could be dealt with differently.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm from the lean back party where we mind our business as long as you ain't hurting no one or stealing.
And I think another thing that people forget is like you're supposed to hold politicians and people in power accountable. So like you're supposed to criticize them even if it's the people you voted for and your own party. Just because you criticize the people you voted for or the party that you're associated with doesn't mean you're against them. I criticize Russ all the time. I'm in love with him.
And she's so against me, folks. So everything I do.
He's my favorite person in this entire planet, but I constantly hold him to high standards and criticize him because he's the person that I love so much and I want him to have a best life and I want to have a good life with him. That's just how it works in life and everyone needs to fucking relax. Yeah, I'm so tired of it.
Well,
I am.
Well, that soapbox you're on might break.
I'm good. You were on the soapbox 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, you actually care, and I'm like, everybody leave me alone.
True.
And then you're actually like, this is what we got to do. And I'm just like, lean back, mind your business, don't hurt no one, don't steal.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. I live on the 5th floor. So at the end of the day, polarizing news story, but I think that if you really take everything into account, you might be able to see other sides of the coin, other sides of the situation. You might be able to see the side where people think that Jordan Neely was wronged and stuff he went through was wrong. You might be able to see that Chris Penny is that his name?
Mr. Penny, if you're nasty.
Whatever his name is. Penny was
Pennywise.
Trying to actually help people.
See, I do see the side where someone was murdered.
Yeah.
So someone was murdered. And we don't like that.
It's unfortunate.
But everybody was put in a bad situation. And and I think Penny did the right thing.
Yeah.
I don't think if you could have got away without killing him, but when you're in a physical confrontation, things are moving really fast. And you don't really know what's going on.
Yeah. I think he held him for like 6 minutes. I think that was the total time, maybe. I mean, I might be making that up.
And I bet
thought it was 6 minutes.
An old lady that was on the train was probably thinking, please don't let this guy go. He's crazy. He might hurt me. Like if I'm on the train now, and I'm in this stupid chair, I'd be like, thank God he fucking choked him out. Because if I could stand up, I would have knocked this guy out.
Mm-hmm. You feel more vulnerable now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that, that is something like it's interesting perspective because
now I'm vulnerable. Before I would have been like, get the fuck out my face, you bum.
Yeah.
Or
you would have punched him.
Well, it depends. If a bum's just talking, if you're from New York and you ride the train all the time, you're just thinking, yeah, shut up, you fucking bum.
Yeah, you just hear them talk. And a lot of times they're saying like they're rambling or they're saying threatening things, but you just ignore it.
I never really heard a bum say threatening things.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. So I think now that you are more vulnerable, you probably do see it possibly a little differently than you would have before, maybe.
But if I get my arms around you, I'm choking you out.
Yeah. Well, the big news that everybody wants us to talk about is Luigi Mangione.
We went through all that and we didn't even talk about my boy Luigi.
We haven't talked about Luigi yet. And this is another case.
Hunk with the 6-pack abs.
Oh, he's a hunk to you?
No, the ladies are loving him.
Yeah.
You see, he got the 6-pack abs and all that. He's looking like the Italian stallion Rocky Balboa out here. He's just looking for an Adrian.
This whole situation with Luigi is mind-blowing. I think it started off, people thought in the beginning that he was like a trained hitman. just based on, the first day. I definitely thought that the first day.
Not me.
Really? You didn't think it initially, like when they just first showed the footage of a guy with a mask and a coat and he had a silencer on the gun and he shot at him?
No, because like the way he handled the gun, I went online right away. I didn't really form an opinion because the only hitmen I know are ones on TV, and I don't even know if they're doing it the right way. Like,
yeah,
how many times, like Tom Cruise is beating someone up? He's like 5'2.5".
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, so I don't really know.
You hate Tom Cruise.
I hate
Russ
Tom
hates
Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Yo, I hate. If you listen to this,
but why do you hate Tom Cruise so much?
You know what? I think it started when he jumped on the couch on Oprah's.
Really?
I was like, look at this clown jumping on the couch. I mean, his wife was probably hyped because he was, first of all, you're not supposed to put your shoes on the couch anyway. But his wife, he was jumping on the couch because he met his wife.
Oh, yeah, that is why.
What a, bro.
Well, you weren't that excited when you met me? You wouldn't jump on somebody's couch?
Now I can't even jump. I should have jumped when I had the chance.
Aw.
I don't know. It's his face. It's his demeanor. It's his arrogance.
Is it the fact that he's really short and that he plays a tough guy?
Nah.
Because there's a lot of short, tough guys.
I'm down with the short kings. In the UFC, there's a lot of dudes that'll 5'5" that'll beat the shit out of anyone in the world.
It's true.
Except like the heavyweights and stuff that also know how to fight.
Yeah. You've always had this disdain for Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but I like Nicolas Cage, and who else?
What does that have to do with Tom Cruise?
Well, I had to give one positive for the negative.
Oh, okay.
Because, well, then I got to get, two negatives equal a positive, so I maybe should do one more person that I don't like.
Yeah.
Who don't I like?
Who else don't you like besides Tom Cruise, celebrity-wise?
Everyone.
Everyone?
I hate everyone.
Well, I don't know how we got on Tom Cruise.
What were we talking about?
Luigi.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know how we got here. But the whole, we thought he was I thought he was a trained hitman, and you said no.
Oh, I looked on YouTube, and people were saying, like, the way that he handles the gun, and the gun, like, didn't work right away. And
yeah.
Stuff like that. And then, like...
My brother said the same thing.
He just wasn't, like, super well trained with firearms.
Turns out it was a 3D printed gun.
Well, yeah.
A ghost gun.
From what I see on the internet, you can 3D print certain parts of the gun, but then you have to buy the real parts and attach it to that.
Yeah, but it essentially makes a gun untraceable, right?
Yeah, well, what makes you traceable is video cameras everywhere. But yeah.
True. Well, here's the thing. Let's break this down. So this kid, there's layers to this at this point.
He's not a kid. How old is he?
He's 26.
That ain't no kid.
This has been going on for now, 2 weeks. So there are many layers that have come. This has become a giant onion, okay? And there are rabbit holes, and there are conspiracy theories, and there is a whole TikTok world of Luigi conspiracy, and it's kind of crazy.
Breaking news alert.
Oh.
My sister just sent me something about the drones.
Oh.
New Jersey mayor says there's radioactive material missing amid mysterious drone sightings.
Radioactive material missing from New Jersey?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just reading the headline.
Oh, you didn't read the article? Yeah, because she just sent it to you.
Yeah, this is like live in time. I don't have anything rehearsed. Like with whatever I'm saying, I don't even know what I'm going to say next.
Okay. Well, we got to look more into that. Because that's really interesting. Radioactive material is now missing from New Jersey.
I wish they didn't even make shit like that.
That's crazy. Well, Luigi, he spent 10 days in New York before he even committed this crime.
Wonder what he was doing.
Yeah, no one knows what he was necessarily doing. He could have been partying. He killed the CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson.
Who no one cares for.
Except his family. And his kids and his mom.
Well, yeah, but in society,
mm-hmm.
most people don't care for this man. Not a lot of people are mourning this loss.
No, a lot of people aren't.
I'm not saying it's okay yet, but no one's mourning this loss.
No, a lot of people are
sad.
not.
I don't want anyone to die, usually. But no one's sad.
No, and you know why? It's because he's responsible for deaths. Him being the CEO of this healthcare company, he pretty much took their profits from denials.
Added him up 4 more billion.
Yeah, no, literally went from 9 to 12 billion.
I thought he made like $4 more billion a year for them.
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know all the numbers.
There's like a denial rate, and his is like twice as much as another one. Like average denial rate is like 12 or I don't know, something like that. The numbers might be wrong.
Yeah.
If you want to know the real numbers,
look them up.
You should be probably watching like 60 Minutes or something.
Yeah.
But then his rose up into the 30s of the denial. And what's messed up, someone like me who was in the hospital got kicked out of a hospital when I couldn't even sit up on my own because insurance said I didn't need any more treatment there, and I couldn't even move.
Yeah, he couldn't.
So like, it's a shame when these insurance companies are dictating your care and not the doctors. The doctors are the ones that should be dictating your care, that are there with you every day.
And the doctors want to dictate your care. They don't want the insurance companies. Like in our situation, our doctor twice had a meeting with the representatives from the insurance company to tell them, like, he is not ready. We have to develop a plan. Like Russ at the time had 9 broken ribs, 2 broken scapula, and his spinal cord injury. Like, it wasn't just the spinal cord injury. It was multiple factors not allowing him to sit up, to move, to transfer, to roll on his own. Like, you couldn't even roll in bed on your own.
Yeah,
you needed
crazy.
Assistance to do everything.
I couldn't go to the bathroom.
Like, nothing.
I think what they did is they looked at me and said, he's so damn pretty, he must be all right.
I don't think they saw you. And that's what's terrible, is you have some random person out in, like, you know, the Midwest somewhere, or California, or some multiple states away, that is just looking at your situation on a piece of paper and making a judgment call. And then they have to have this FaceTime with doctors who are fighting for you, and they still say no.
Yeah, like the
and
doctors
that's
literally
crazy.
And you know what? Thanks to all of you, I was okay, because the GoFundMe really helped me.
Yes.
So thank you all so much that donated, you know, when my sister opened that GoFundMe. Otherwise, I would have been in who knows where.
It's so true. Like, we were able to get into a hotel in Baltimore.
We had nowhere to live.
Yeah, we had nowhere to live.
Because we were supposed to be out of there in like a month. I was supposed to have like a month.
An extra month.
Another month on top of where I was. I was only there for like 2 weeks.
No, you were there for 4 weeks, and you were supposed to be there for a total of 8 weeks.
Yeah. So they kicked me out, and we didn't have an apartment lined up yet because, you know, we had another month. I'm not a bum, folks. At that point, I owned my condo. I couldn't go back in it because there was stairs, and I also owned a house.
But we were selling everything, and like
we were in the midst of selling everything, so we had nowhere to live.
Yeah.
So whoever denied my claim, watch your back, son.
I know.
I ain't gonna do nothing, but if someone rolls up on you, you know why, motherfucker.
Better be careful making these threats on the internet. Right?
I'm not gonna do it. I said it, but it can happen to you too because you're playing with people's lives.
Yeah.
I could have died. What if I didn't have family?
So true.
What would have they done? Just pushed me on the sidewalk? Because I couldn't walk. I couldn't do nothing.
No, we literally had to pack our suitcases and book a commercial flight.
They gave us 2 days.
Within a matter of 2 days, we had to book a commercial flight. Russ couldn't even transfer from a wheelchair to a chair, and we had to figure out a way to get him onto a flight, on a commercial flight, like regular flight.
The flight attendants had to pick me up and put me in the seat.
Yes.
Now I'm all right. Now I could do it. You know, I could get around. I could do whatever I got to do. I could drive around.
Yeah, you can transfer very well on your own.
I go to the casino.
He does.
I could probably go get a lap dance if I needed to.
God, shut up.
I could go
So
to the
stupid.
Co. But the problem with the Co is everything's so high up, I can't get it.
Yeah, you need to bring your grabber with you.
Yeah, I need like someone to go to the Co with me because Jess never wants to go. Anyone want to volunteer in Baltimore? Hit me up. Don't be a killer.
Well, you know, and that's a really, like, we are a firsthand experience of this situation, these denials. And it negatively affected our lives for a period of time. Like, it was very stressful. We both had no idea what we were going to do. It was an incredibly stressful situation. And I can't imagine, right? That's our situation personally. But I can't imagine if this is a life-saving treatment.
Yeah.
A life-saving cancer treatment. I do stem cell transplants at my job. Right? I deal with cancer patients. I'm an oncology nurse, and I do stem cell transplants. Do you know how much one stem cell transplant is?
$90,000.
$1 million.
Million?
$1 million.
Do you know in Mexico it's like 30,000?
Well, here in Hopkins, it's $1 million.
Well, yours is for cancer. The one that I know about is like for injuries, like, to shoulders.
Yeah, this is for cancer. So if someone is denied any aspect of that treatment, that is so expensive. That will wipe out your life savings. That will wipe out all of your money for your retirement. That will wipe out your kids' college fund. I mean, that will wipe out everything. We have a medication at my job that can literally solve everyone's nausea complaints. But it is $3,000 per patch, and you have to change the patch every week. And you know who's in charge of making prices for drug companies? Insurance companies. Did you know that?
That's weird because we get charged the most, and in other countries, they get charged pennies compared to us.
Well, it's because the insurance companies dictate the prices of meds and drugs, which is crazy. So I think a lot of people felt Luigi on this. I feel like a lot of people understood where the guy was coming from because Brian Thompson is not an innocent man. He is not like some innocent bystander, some dude who's just like walking down the street and gets murdered.
The thing is, though, he's innocent in the eyes of the law.
Oh, yeah.
Because he didn't legally hurt anyone.
Definitely. Everything he did was completely legal.
But it should be illegal if you're paying for an insurance and they deny you. There's no accountability. Mm-hmm. They're allowed to just do this and say, nope, and what you gonna do about it?
It's because we have for-profit healthcare. So here's the thing with Luigi, right? He does this, he kills this guy, and then he goes off to Pennsylvania. He's found in Altoona, Pennsylvania, in McDonald's.
Eating hash browns.
Eating a hash brown. You know what's so
I don't really like the hash browns. They're too greasy.
They are too greasy. I used to like them as a kid. You know what's so messed up? The dude who called in, like let's all stop for a second. This dude's a McDonald's worker, okay? He makes shit money.
And he's a snitch.
No, but listen, Russ.
I know
work at McDonald's. You make shit money. I'm sure you're not, like, socioeconomically, he's not the highest up there because he works at McDonald's and makes minimum wage.
Unless you're a manager.
And someone said, if you make this phone call, you're going to get $60,000. $60,000.
Yeah,
that's almost life-changing money for somebody.
That's life-changing for many people.
Yes.
It's
not that much money, but it's also someone's year salary.
You give me $60,000?
Well, you could do a lot with $60,000.
I'm gonna buy a Corvette.
Okay.
What you gonna do?
I'm gonna invest it.
You're full of shit.
No, I really would. I would invest it. I would.
In what?
I would buy a rental property to make income from that money. Come on, Russ.
I'm buying a black Corvette with red leather interior, and they're gonna call me Bruce Wayne.
Oh, well, I'm buying a rental
Batman.
property and making money for years to come off of that $60,000. So this person calls and they didn't call the Crime Stopper tip line. So they didn't get the money.
Yeah, they called 911 instead.
How? So then, right?
Watch your back, Crime Stopper hit line, because this person might come for you next.
True.
You better stop playing with people's lives.
So he didn't get the money. He snitched, didn't get the money. And then on top of it, everyone gave that McDonald's 1-star reviews. Like, the whole McDonald's was bombarded with 1-star reviews
so
online.
stupid.
And now the person is losing their job because their name got outed onto the internet and people have been coming to the McDonald's. So not only did they not get the money, they lost their job. How terrible is that?
Well,
That's really messed up.
if you live by the Bronx rules, you're always told to not snitch because nothing good comes from snitching. And here is a prime example of don't snitch.
Yeah. I feel really bad for that person. I do. Because you know what?
I
They're
don't.
thinking about themselves. And you know what? You'd do the same thing. You don't give a fuck about this Luigi guy. You'd be like, I don't care. He killed somebody. I want the $60,000. You're telling me you wouldn't call him, report him so you can get $60,000 prize money if he's sitting right in front of you?
I think Luigi is the villain we might need.
I know, but as a person working at McDonald's, you wouldn't have made that phone call to get the $60,000.
Not me, baby.
All right.
Poppy's no snitch over here.
Okay.
I live on the
Even though
5th floor.
It could change
That's
your life.
not me.
That money could change your life. But
Nope.
You wouldn't do it.
When I was young and I worked at McDonald's for 2 weeks, I probably would have bought a gold chain with that motherfucker. I would have been out fresh. a gold chain and a fake ID, I would have been ready to go, boy. Sitting front court at the Knicks, front row, courtside seats. I would have spent like, $5G on them. I would have bought a chain for like 30. I would have went to Jacob the jeweler, got me a little watch. I would have been broke but fresh.
God. Now, there's a lot of conspiracies about Luigi and what's actually going on. What we know about Luigi is I did a TikTok where I did speak about the fact that, and this was at the time when we didn't know as much as we know now, but I talked about in my TikTok that I think there was some type of like mental health crisis happening, because I believe that no one in their right mind is going to just drive over to Pennsylvania, hang out in a McDonald's with all the incriminating evidence on them, right?
Do you think he told the guy, "Hey, I'm Luigi"?
That's one of the conspiracies online that people believe he wanted to get caught, because people believe that he has planned this entire thing.
They think he's Schofield.
They believe that
You know who Schofield is?
Yes.
From Prison Break.
Yes, from Prison Break.
Maybe he's going in to break his brother out.
His brother's not there. So
maybe his homie.
So a lot of people believe this monopoly theory because he was found with monopoly money. And they believe that he thinks, or he has constructed this whole plan of playing Monopoly with this crime. So like, let me explain the conspiracy of like why people believe this is all a game to him, right? So he was found, his book bag had Monopoly money in it. He was found with all the incriminating evidence. He was found in Altoona, Pennsylvania, in a McDonald's. So let's see, Monopoly, right? The Pennsylvania Railroad. Altoona, Pennsylvania is like the Pennsylvania Railroad, the actual one, runs through Altoona, Pennsylvania. McDonald's had their Monopoly game for years and years and years.
I used to think I was going to get I had mad park places. Like, all I got to do is get Boardwalk, but I'm still broke.
Yeah. The Monopoly money in his bag, the fake ID that he had. When you look at the address on the fake ID, it is the same year that Monopoly, the board game, was created.
He definitely ain't that old.
So, no, the address is the same year.
Oh, I thought you said his birthday.
No, the address is the same year that the Monopoly game was created.
They're reaching.
So all of these factors make people believe that this is all a grand planned scheme, that he came up with all of this, because for years he has talked about on his Twitter and on his social medias about capitalism and about, he went through this traumatic back surgery. He had back pain. Friends of his say that it was to the point where he couldn't even have sex anymore with girls because the pain was so excruciating and it was ruining his life.
And you just got to lay there and let them do the work, bro.
No, he couldn't even have sex at all.
At all?
No. And so a lot of people are saying he was distressed. He was distressed by this. I don't know if it affected his ability to actually.
Oh, it didn't work maybe.
Yeah. So,
damn, son.
So, there's a lot of people who believe that this back pain / surgery is this thing that caused this traumatic event that caused him to completely lose it, or to go down this road of formulating this whole scheme. So when you go down the rabbit holes of all the theories, it is really interesting. But one thing I will say is on December 11th,
my brother's birthday,
Dave's birthday.
Hashtag fuck Dave, always.
Hashtag fuck Dave.
I love when people put hashtag fuck Dave up.
He always screenshots it and sends it to Dave.
Yeah.
Every time.
Whenever we talk about Dave, just say hashtag fuck Dave.
And then he'll screenshot it and send it to Dave.
Little piece of shit stole so many sneakers.
So on December 11th, 2 people in Congress introduced a bill. So, these
I'm just
bills.
A bill on Capitol Hill. I learned that Saturday mornings, that song.
Yes, you did. So the bill they introduced, it was 2 people who completely are opposite of each other, right? So Elizabeth Warren and Josh Hawley. Okay, Elizabeth Warren is a very liberal Democrat, right? Josh Hawley is a Republican from Missouri. I'm pretty sure he's from Missouri. 2 opposite sides of our Congress, okay? These 2 came together in a bipartisan bill, and this is after Luigi did this. This is after everybody was all up in arms about Luigi getting caught, and this is what Congress came up with, this bill that now will pretty much, if it's passed, it'll give healthcare companies like United Healthcare and all them insurance companies 3 years to completely offload all of their pharmaceutical business. They are not allowed anymore, if this gets passed. They have 3 years to hand over all their pharmaceutical stuff to other companies, or other companies will have to manage it so that they cannot dictate the prices of drugs anymore. That would be huge. And that's bipartisan. Like, this is people on both sides of the aisle who normally hate each other and don't get along. They came together to formulate this bill.
That's good.
So, yes, the guy got killed, and yes, Luigi is, we don't know what's happening with him necessarily. But something that did kind of come out of it is Congress introduced this bipartisan bill.
What's crazy, one man dying will impact so many, if this goes through, will impact so many people's lives positively.
Yeah.
In a positive way. I don't know. My English is broken.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. And the CEOs and all this, they're probably pressured into making as much profit as they can.
I'm sure they are, yeah.
There shouldn't, the greed that goes into it, like you profit in billions, like when it comes to people's lives, that's where the line has to be drawn. Like, people are dying because they can't get the health care that they need.
I think
you shouldn't be too poor to be alive.
Never. I agree with you. I think most people feel that way. But I think the sad reality and truth of it all, and even someone who works in healthcare, I'm telling you, healthcare is a business, and it's a for-profit business.
I know. I always tell you that.
And hospital CEOs, the year of COVID, the reason all these nurses went on strike in New York City a couple years ago, and they literally walked out on ICUs full of patients on ventilators to go strike in the street, is because the CEOs of Mount Sinai, New York Presbyterian, all these giant hospitals made over $10 million in just bonuses for the year of 2020, while all the nurses and doctors working in the ERs and the ICUs at the time got denied our bonuses. We were told that we, quote, met expectations. So people get fed up. They're tired. And this is not a right or left issue. This is an up and down issue.
No, for me, this has nothing to do with right, left, up, and down. It just has, I don't even know.
Up and down as far as wealthy versus poor.
Oh, that was the remix. You got me confused. It just has to do with quality of life and having some empathy.
Yeah.
A little bit. You don't got to have empathy for everyone. Everyone doesn't deserve empathy, folks. Just empathize with everyone. I don't. Some people are just pieces of shit. Like, yeah, you could be fucked up. It's all good. You deserve it.
Yeah.
But
you are like that.
But if I'm paying my damn health care and I'm sick, that's what I pay it for.
Yeah.
And if you're denying it, then I don't know.
You almost had a good point there.
Well, if you're denying, I was going to say I should shoot you.
Oh, there you go. That's what you should
like
say.
Like Luigi. I was thinking, if you're denying me, I'm calling Luigi, bro.
Yeah.
Hashtag free Luigi.
It's interesting because Luigi's family, when you look into their history, and this is real, this isn't a conspiracy, this is actual facts. They're the wealthiest one of the wealthiest families in Maryland. And their wealth all comes from nursing homes. And they are all, their wealth comes from being paid by insurance companies for nursing homes. And when you look up their company that they run, that runs all of these nursing homes, they have so many quality complaints.
This has nothing to do with the young man, because he's not running those places.
No, he's not running those places. He's worked in those places. He's volunteered in those places.
It's just ironic.
But it's ironic, absolutely, that it comes from such a life of privilege.
Just a little too ironic.
He comes from such a life of privilege and this cushy life of having pretty much anything you want, going to the top all boys prep school in Maryland, being, going to an Ivy League school, and just having growing up in a different world than you and I grew up in, a totally different world where you're just taken care of, and his family, he kind of excommunicated himself from his family and friends 6 months prior to this crime. And his mom reported him missing on November 18th. But then when you like deep dive into the company that his family owns, where they got all their wealth from, his grandfather started it, and their quality complaints, they're like one of the worst rated nursing homes, and they have multiple. And all of their nursing homes are like some of the worst rated nursing homes in the state of Maryland with how they treat their patients. And they're all paid from insurance companies.
Was it United he got?
Yeah, United Healthcare was the guy, the CEO.
Well, I was using Aetna, and fuck you guys too, Aetna.
Yeah.
You know?
All of them. It's all a joke.
All the CEOs that keep people in poverty. But, you know, I also do believe in capitalism. So, you know, if you deserve to make as much money as you can, but just not on people's lives.
Yeah.
You need to have a conscience.
Conscience.
Listen, Kawaba, wait. Let me fix myself.
Okay, sorry.
I mispronounced something. You're jumping down my throat. How many times did I let you say?
I didn't jump down your throat. I was.
Folks, did she jump down my throat? I couldn't even get the last syllable out of that word or the last. So how many times did I let you say Kawaba and I ain't say a damn thing?
Because you probably thought that's how you're supposed to pronounce it.
I was just thinking, that doesn't sound right. But I'm going to let her rock.
That's all right. You had two friends growing up named what? What were their names? Their names were?
Kurt and Carl.
Kurt and Carl. Kurt and Carl.
First of all, they weren't my friends. They was
Kurt
my
and Carl.
mom's friends' kids. And they were young.
And their names were Kurt and Carl.
They were twins.
Kurt and Carl.
Carl.
His name's Carl. 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 But you always say Kurt and Carl.
Carl. It's not that funny.
It makes me laugh so much.
Well, good thing I make you laugh.
So you're saying that you believe in capitalism,
Oh,
but
yeah, like,
not with regards to healthcare or things that like put people's lives in danger.
I mean, yeah, like you shouldn't, like if there's a treatment out there for you that could save your life, you should be able to get it.
So you believe in socialized medicine, but capitalism, as far as like if someone starts a business and they built their business from the ground up, they should be able to charge whatever they want to charge for that product.
I don't know if I believe in socialism for medicine because I don't necessarily know what all these things mean in a deep way.
Yeah.
You know what I
like
mean?
What the impact of socialized medicine is. Well, the government pays for it.
Yes, but we pay for it as people with taxes. Like I don't know who pays for what, but I just say if there's a treatment out there that could save someone's life, they shouldn't die. And I don't know all the details.
Yeah.
So don't try to put me in social, Republican, Democrat, liberal. Don't put me in none of that. I am not in a box because I'll kick that box open like the Kool-Aid man coming out the wall and be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this Luigi situation is crazy. It's going to be really interesting how it all unfolds. I have to say, his lawyer is so entertaining.
He's Joe Pesci.
His lawyer literally comes out with his hands empty. He goes, well, first of all, they submitted a not guilty plea, which I was like, balls.
First of all,
ballsy
how
to
about
submit
this guy?
that.
He had a mask on. How do you know?
He did. He said
He had a
that.
mask.
And to be honest, he isn't wrong. And then he goes, have you seen the evidence? You want to see what evidence I've seen? Here's the evidence I've seen. His hands were empty.
What's that movie with Joe Pesci when he was a lawyer with the girl? And they had like the big Cadillac or some shit.
My Cousin Vinny?
My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
That's who he is.
Yeah. So I feel like his lawyer, and you know, his lawyer is married to Diddy's lawyer. Did you know that?
Well, that means that they're both big money lawyers.
They are. He's a pretty big criminal defense attorney, and it'll be.
And he showed up empty-handed.
Showed up because this is all the evidence I've seen. And you know, I saw this girl on TikTok who's a lawyer herself, and she does a lot of like trial work, and she was so excited because she was like, bring back the drama in the courtroom. Like, I love a dramatic courtroom. I miss the Johnny Cochrans. Like, I miss the people who are putting on a show in the courtroom. And so I feel like this guy, I forgot his name. I think it's like Thomas Dickey. Dickey might be his last name. And I think he is going to completely put on a show.
I will never call him Esquire Dickey. I'll tell you that. I call my boy Tom. Who's your lawyer, Tommy?
Tommy D.
Tom, and I don't know. I don't even go to Dunkin' Donuts because I don't want to grab the D handle.
He is so annoying. You are so full
I
of
ain't grabbing
shit,
the D.
bro.
I'm never grabbing a D.
You're so full of it.
Nope, I will not go to Dunkin'. I will not go to Dick's Sporting Goods. I ain't going in there
You're so
neither.
full of it. Oh my
Nope.
God. You're an idiot.
I'll go to Hooters, though.
Bet you will.
I haven't been to Hooters in so long.
I think last time you went to Hooters, I was with you.
Yo, let's go to Hooters.
We haven't been in a long time.
There's one right in the harbor.
Do you really care that much about titties? You just like their wings.
No, I like wings everywhere. No, I just think it's funny. I don't know why I think it's funny to go to Hooters.
It is. It is kind of funny.
You should get a job there. You got some cheeks.
Oh, thanks.
You know, I see them in the new Skechers pants.
Oh. We'll see what happens with Luigi. This will continue to unfold. I will update as new things come up, but definitely do yourself a favor and go down Luigi conspiracy TikTok. It's actually fun to hear all these things.
You know what Luigi needs to do? They smuggle phones into jail, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's going to have a phone. And he needs to start himself OnlyFans. He'll get mad money.
He probably would.
You know,
His commissary is always going to be full.
They were doing interviews, not interviews, what's it called? Reporting outside of the prison.
Oh, yeah.
And the lady's talking, whatever, and like people are looking out the window, and the lady on TV goes, "You think they could hear us?" And so he asked the question to the reporter, like, "Hey, do you guys can hear us?" And you hear them yelling out. They're like, "Does Luigi have a TV in his cell?" Like, "No!" And like, and then they scream out like that he's in inhumane conditions.
Yeah.
So like, yo, I'm about to go visit Luigi.
Question.
Field trip, wife of crime, Luigi visit.
So question, he's being put on trial. He's being charged with second-degree murder. The reason it's not first degree is because New York State is really weird with their laws about first-degree murder. So they've constituted this as a second-degree murder. So would he go to Rikers? Or would he end up going to like, a bigger prison or would he go to a federal prison? I don't even know where he would end up.
I guess as being the jail expert in this podcast, which I've never been to prison, so I don't know why Jess thinks I know all this. But from what I know, you go in Rikers as the holding place while you go on a trial.
Oh, so it's like the county jail.
I guess it's kind of like New York's county jail, which Rikers is also, I hear, getting shut down. It's probably going to be expensive condos there soon. You know, it'd be crazy. They turn into apartments, and then you live in a cell.
Crazy.
Well, they're gonna like make it.
Yeah, they are shutting it down for sure.
Yeah,
Rikers is one of the worst. It's one of the absolute worst.
That's what I hear. Thank God I never been there.
Yeah, thank God. Well, to be continued. We will see what happens.
Well, on a different note. Did you hear about the man that died in the Planet Fitness tanning bed and they didn't find him for 3 days later in Indianapolis?
Yes, and I honestly find that so incredibly sad. I don't know how he died. Does it say in the article that you're not reading how he died?
It was a medical, they say he may have fallen unconscious while using the tanning bed, possibly due to a medical emergency, and was unable to get out. The investigation is still going on, and the toxicology reports are still pending.
What's crazy
to determine whether it's drugs, alcohol, or what it is.
What's crazy is that like no one found him for 3 days. How often do they clean those tanning beds?
So maybe it's not all tan. Maybe you got dirt on your back.
Like, yeah, like how often are they checking them and cleaning them? That's so sad.
I never understand why people are tanning that much anyway, because like someone will come around, just want to put shorts on. She's like, "Oh, my legs are so white." And I'd be like, people would find it weird if your legs were black, not white.
I know.
Like, that's the color of your leg, dumbass.
My skin is just very pale.
And?
No, like, I'm very fair skinned. So? Yeah, but I just like to... Everyone feels better when you have a little golden glow when you're a fair skinned person.
That's so stupid.
It is what it is.
Like, I'm so white, I can't wear my bathing suit. I'd be like, what? If you showed up in the middle of winter... tan, they're like, what are you, Hulk Hogan?
But I don't
what
tan,
are you,
though.
Mob wives of Whoville? I don't know.
Mob wives of Whoville? Imagine.
It's the only town I could think of.
You know, though, I was somebody who used to go to tanning beds. I was a tanner back in the day.
That explains them wrinkles.
I don't have a lot of wrinkles. Okay.
Shout out to Rosetta and the Botox.
I got some Botox in my face.
Yo, if you're in New York and you need a Botoxer,
Go see Rosetta.
Hit us up. We'll tell you where she at.
Yes.
She's a little mean.
She's the best.
But she's good.
She's my best friend. She is Russ in a female body. She really is.
Nah,
you guys are so similar.
She's more dramatic than me.
A little bit, but in a good way. You guys are so similar. It's hilarious. It's perfect that you're my husband and she's my best friend. It makes so much sense.
And I get no commission from this if you go see her, but maybe she could send me like something.
So anyway, I used to tan back in the day. Now, if I were to get a quote unquote tan, I would do a spray tan because, no one wants skin cancer. But people still tan all the time. People still go to tanning beds. And what's crazy is that no one found them for 3 days. Like, that's nuts. I can't believe that people didn't clean them or go in there to try to clean the room or anything. Like, that's kind of sad.
Well, I mean, if Planet Fitness is only charging you $10 a month, how much do they pay employees?
Yeah.
If you pay your people a little bit,
maybe they'll clean the tanning beds more often.
No, if you pay them a lot of it, not a little bit. If you make your employees feel appreciated and they're like, oh, I like this job, so I'm not going to lose it, they'll do better.
Well, another news story out of New York. This one's big, and I think both of us will be very happy about this. The New York Post reported...
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Can I say this?
Oh, yeah.
The guy that died's name was Carlos Stewart, and he was 29 years old.
Oh, 29.
Yeah, so I at least want to say his name.
He's so young.
I don't want to say, oh, man, because, everyone's important.
That's really sad.
Except people that deny healthcare to people that are dying.
He's so young. That's so sad. So another news story out of New York that I think you and I will be really happy about. The New York Post reported that all New York pet shops are banned from selling dogs, cats, rabbits starting this Sunday, which I think was maybe yesterday? Or what's today?
I don't know.
Oh, well, starting Sunday, this week.
Today's Tuesday.
So starting 2 days ago, all New York pet shops are banned from selling dogs, cats, and rabbits.
That's good. And it would have been a great time if you were looking to buy an animal, because I hear discounts were insane because they had to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So,
but thank God they're not. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, we cannot keep. Yes, if there are reputable breeders, but you don't know where all these pet shops are getting their dogs and cats.
There are pet shops that get them from reputable breeders.
Definitely.
But we also in the Bronx knew of one that was definitely getting animals from a, what do you call that?
Puppy mill.
A puppy mill.
Mm-hmm.
And, they would keep these dogs in shitty conditions. Dogs got big. They couldn't stand up.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it was horrible. And I'm so glad that place closed. And I would go in there and look at the puppies. Just I love puppies. But then eventually where they're coming from.
Yeah. And you can see how bad, like, they're just in these empty cages with nothing cuddly.
They didn't give a shit about these
No,
puppies.
They didn't give a shit about them at all. It was horrible.
Like Pedorama or something. Anyway, it's on Tremont Avenue next to Westchester Square. If you're around there, go check that place out. I got the green awning. And if they're still selling puppies,
throw an egg at their window. Do something. Destruct their property.
Do what you feel is right without me telling you what to do.
No, they literally...
But never hurt the animals.
They would literally have these animals in these cages in there with no blankets, nothing furry, nothing cuddly. It was awful.
Do you remember there was a boxer in there? And he was in there for so long and he got big. He was... And we were like, do you just want to donate him? We'll just take him out of here. Like, do you guys feel bad at this point? Because he looked like he was getting to be about a year old and he never was out the damn cage.
Oh, my God.
Felt so bad for that guy.
Awful. No, I
we went back and he was gone, so they said he got sold. Like, I didn't want to do. I mean, I want all dogs, but I didn't have room.
Yeah, at the time we had Biggie and Lucy, I think,
and we were living in like a 1-bedroom.
Yeah, no, it was a horrible place.
So speaking of dogs,
okay,
with the segue, you wanted a segue. So R.I.P. Wendy M. Williams.
Wendy M. Williams.
She was a well-known figure in the animal rescue community, specifically focused on transporting dogs to new homes across the U.S. She would do this in her own airplane and transport dogs, and her airplane crashed, and she didn't survive the accident. She was flying a Cessna 172. She was affiliated with a nonprofit animal rescue group that facilitates airlifts to transport dogs from high kill shelters to areas where they could be adopted. So RIP this hero, Wendy M. Williams.
Aww.
So there are good people out there. I don't always want to talk about bad shit.
No, I agree. I don't always want to talk about
it's bad that
shit
she
either.
died, but I don't want her to pass and no one think of her.
No, that is so nice that she would spend her time doing that for animals. Animals are just so innocent and so sweet.
Most of them.
And Tyson, he's sweet, but he's also a dickhead.
Yeah, he's definitely a dickhead.
We're in the puppy stage right now. We're like literally me, Lucy, and Russ. Because the kid can't read a room. So we'll be like trying to sit here and watch a movie. And Tyson is like jumping on the couch, off the couch, on the couch, off the couch, biting Lucy, jumping on it, wanting to play with her. Boom, 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 running back and forth. And we're like, dude, can you please just lay down and relax?
So if anyone knows a dog trainer in Maryland, like in the Baltimore area, hit us up.
Well, yeah, that would be good.
If they want to hit us up with a nice little family
discount,
price.
crime family discount.
I want everyone to make money though.
Yeah,
I don't never want nothing for free.
Definitely, but a discount might be nice.
So I also have one that there was an 84-year-old charged in a 1974 cold case of a hitchhiker thanks to DNA found on the scene. So they got him, I think, like 50 years later.
What's crazy is that they preserved it for that long.
Yeah, so the victim was identified as 21-year-old Mickey Dvorak. Marianne is her first name. They called her Mickey. She was a hitchhiker traveling through Northern California in 1974. So she was found murdered in Sonoma County, California. She was strangled and sexually assaulted. Her body was discovered by passersby. Despite initial investigations, the case went cold with no leads and no suspects for nearly 5 decades.
Wow.
So the breakthrough came in 2023 when investigators re-examined evidence from the crime scene using modern DNA technology. This is why DNA is important. DNA shop needs to open up so we can investigate more cases and not have to. It won't be behind the red tape.
Yes.
So the critical evidence that had been overlooked earlier was a hat that had been found near the victim's body. When the hat was tested for the DNA, I stuttered that.
When the hat was tested for the DNA.
Remix. Authorities were able to obtain DNA profile that was later linked to an individual with a prior criminal record.
Oh.
So it led them to Richard L. Spinks, an 84-year-old man who had been living in the area at the time of the murder. Spinks was a suspect in the early years, but never charged. And arrest was made after the DNA evidence connected him to the crime.
I wonder where he was like living. Was he just living his life? Like imagine when you look around at the people around you, your neighbors and stuff, especially your old neighbors. He's 84 years old. He's probably one of those dudes who like every morning he like walks out, gets his mail, comes in. He's the guy, what's his name? Richard. He's at the store in the morning, goes to Dunkin' Donuts, gets his coffee. Hi, Rich. How you doing? Oh, I'm good. And he's 84. Freaking killed somebody.
Well, he did have a history of criminal behavior and he was convicted of unrelated cases. I don't know what those cases are, but he had never been charged in the murder of Mickey until they found this.
Wow.
So, the use of DNA is really like no one's safe from any crimes they have ever committed.
Yeah, because now the familial DNA is happening with like people doing 23andMe and all that stuff. And yeah, it's catching a lot of people. I saw a girl on TikTok who she did a whole TikTok series about how her grandmother, she did 23andMe just for fun. And she got a phone call from the FBI and her grandmother was convicted of murdering their child.
Wow.
From like the 80s.
And
based on her DNA connection.
That's crazy.
How crazy.
How about this one? This was something I also was thinking about telling you, that a kid was abducted 70 years ago and through DNA, they found a match and they found out that he was this person's brother and he was kidnapped and raised as a child, this person's child their whole life. The abductor, who was a woman, raised the guy Michael in a different state, and no one knew, and she didn't even know his true identity. She just stole him and raised him.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know. I did see that story. 70 years. And then he got to meet his brother, right?
Yeah, and they both had terrible mustaches, so the birds of a feather flock. What was it? The apple don't fall far from the tree, they say,
Well,
right?
they're brothers. So, yeah.
They had like a gray Hulk Hogan mustache.
Oh, well, good for them, though. That's nice. That's a nice story. I feel like that's a nice story to end on.
Yeah, you see how I come here with positivity?
Yeah, you really did. You came with some positivity today.
You know, and I wanted to remember the lady, I forgot her name, damn it, from the airplane.
The lady who transported the animals.
So I also have one more.
Oh, geez, you got a lot. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm smart. I know how to read.
Yeah.
So, you know the dude, Brian Koberger?
Yeah.
The one that killed the girls and all that?
The one from the Idaho murders. Yep.
So the prosecuting attorneys told him, you're going to need to pick whether you want lethal injection or the firing squad, because we're going to fry you.
Wow.
And I didn't know that the firing squad was still a thing.
I didn't either. Do you think they were just saying that as like they're just talking shit, or do you think they really mean it? Because I didn't think firing squad was a thing either.
Well, according to the article, and speaking on medical stuff, you know, I'm segueing like a mofo right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of medical stuff, they say that there is a lack of lethal injections around.
Like as far as the meds they use?
Yeah.
There's like a shortage?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense, because we have a shortage of a few meds in our hospital.
Yeah, so
they're trying to find different ways to kill people?
When someone like that, and if it's a clear-cut case of firing squad, I think they should allow the family to be in the firing squad if they choose.
Mm.
You want to feel like you want some of this revenge and justice? Go ahead, shoot them. And you know what, if I was the family?
Would you do it?
I'll stab him.
Yeah.
I'll cut his balls off and leave him there for a little bit. I will do all kind of things. And I would shoot him, but I wouldn't shoot him in anything vital for a while. I'd shoot his legs.
Oh, so he'd have to
arms.
kind of suffer a little bit.
For me? Yeah.
So
you kill my family members in their sleep or something? It was like the girls or something.
Yeah,
right?
it was the kids from the college in Idaho, and they all shared an apartment together, and they were all roommates.
Scumbag ass bitch.
Yeah, it was that story was crazy. Well, that was really interesting that they said that. But I wonder if they were just like I said, they're just saying they have so much evidence against him, like he's done.
Or they're just being like me, talking shit.
Yeah, like I feel like, are they just talking shit, or do they really mean that? Because I didn't hear about the lethal injections, like there being a shortage of lethal injections. It's very interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Well, don't hold me to it if I'm wrong, because...
Well, I don't. I mean, sometimes I expect that it's probably not totally the case.
Well, I don't dig deep. I may...
That's what I'm saying. You don't dig deep enough. You don't research anything.
I skim. Hey, I told a lot of stories today.
You did. You came to the table with a lot of information.
Came to the couch.
To the couch, yes, with a lot of information. Mm-hmm. Well, we spread some news.
I'm leaving today.
I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and send us or comment below on this post that we post about your opinions on the stories we talked about, because we love to hear your opinions.
I hope you guys have the week you deserve. Just a wonderful week. I hope you all have the week you deserve.
I heard that somewhere.
I just said that. I never heard it before.
No, I heard that somewhere someone says that to people just to make them like really think. Like, I hope you have the day you deserve, so that people will really be like, what day do I deserve? Am I being a shit human? Am I being a good person? You know?
I hope you all have the day you deserve.
Well, Christmas.
Me too.
Christmas is coming for all the people who celebrate Christmas. So hopefully you do have a good Christmas. Hanukkah comes afterwards for all the people who celebrate Hanukkah. Hopefully you guys have a good Hanukkah. And yeah, if you deserve it. And we will talk to you guys on our next regular episode. All right. Peace.
Later, folks.
Oh, I said peace.
That's why I switched it up. I said later, folks.